If you're good at what you do, they're going to look at it and go, this person really knows their shit. Hey, want to work with better consulting clients who actually respect your expertise and pay you more for them? I'm going to show you how adding a productized service on the front end of all of your engagements can help you do exactly that. Hey, what's up? I'm Ray Green, former sales executive and CEO turned corporate refugee and remote entrepreneur. Now, today I'm going to talk about how we can take a productized service and add it to the beginning of every single consulting engagement that you have and leverage that to get more clients, better clients, and higher rates. And that's even if you're selling bespoke services. So let's dive in. Now, let me start with what do I mean by productized service? I have several videos on that you can dive into in a little bit more detail. But when I say productized service, I basically mean a service that you've taken, you've packaged up, and you market, sell it, and deliver it in a standardized way. You can think of it like any service that you've got well-defined inputs, well-defined outputs, like well-defined processes, and then well-defined deliverables for your clients. So standardized SEO packages, copywriting bundles, or social media management services. And my favorite for consulting engagements is a paid audit or a paid assessment on the front of every single engagement that you start. Now, why do I love a well-designed audit or assessment, especially for consultants? There's three main reasons. The first is you get to pop the hood and double click on the situation that your prospect says they're in. Over time, you want case studies, not just clients. Case studies are going to amplify your marketing. They're going to be your most powerful marketing asset over time, and they compound because they reduce the perceived risk that you're not going to be able to get your client the results that they want. So the more that you can stack up, the better your business is going to be in the long run. But the thing is, you miss out on case studies if you end up wasting time on engagements and projects where you're not really able to solve the problem. If you're not really able to apply your zone of genius, your expertise, get them the results that they want, okay? So what a paid assessment does or a paid audit does on the front end is it helps you run a process to make sure that you've got all the facts. One, you can help them get results, all right? You want to diagnose the problem. You want to make sure that it's in your field of expertise. You want to make sure that you can actually deliver the transformation that they want, and that becomes your marketing asset over time. Now, two, you want to pop the hood and frankly, make sure that you want to work with them. How many times have you started engagements because you need a new client, so you sign the client, you start working with them, 2, 3, 4 weeks in, you realize, I'm not sure this team is actually capable of doing what I need them to do. I'm not sure that they're able to execute on the plans that we're talking about here. Not sure that this actually falls in my wheelhouse. Those engagements don't end well. Those engagements don't deliver case studies, and they're not very fun to do. So I want you to run a productized service on the front end of every engagement to determine, can you help? And do you want to work with them? Now, the second reason is you want to flip the script from being an order taker to being an order giver. And here's what I mean by that. Have you ever had a prospective client come in and they basically WebMD'd themselves? They've identified what the problem is. They have the solution. They know exactly what they want. They're just asking you to execute. I have, and I know when that happens, I'm being paid for fulfillment. I'm not being paid for expertise. Like, they've delivered the expertise. You're just being paid to execute on them. And you're being paid for fulfillment. And now these clients, like, they may pay lip service to, yeah, we want your input, we want your strategic guidance, this and that. But when you start working, they've already done all the diagnosis. They've even done the prescription. They just want you to write it on the pad, basically, right? They just need you to get it done. Now, what we want to do is we want to flip that around. We want to be paid for expertise. We want to be paid not just for fulfillment, because expertise pays a hell of a lot more than fulfillment does. It's easier to find people who can fulfill things. It's harder to find good people with good expertise. So a good productized service on the front end helps you do exactly that. Now, if you're an expert in your field and you spend 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks in a company, chances are you're not only going to help them get real clarity on the problem that they've diagnosed or that they've self-diagnosed, you're probably going to be able to add context to it. You're going to be able to unpack what the root cause of it is. You're going to identify what the real source of that problem is, because we know a lot of times what clients think they want and what they think they need isn't actually what they need, right? So we're able on the front end to bridge the gap by getting in there, identifying that on the front end. But more importantly, what we've done when we come back with that assessment and that audit, if you're good at what you do, they're going to look at it and go, this person really knows their shit. right? Like you're going to demonstrate and prove your expertise. They're going to look at your plan and go, all right, that makes a lot of sense. All right, there's like the root cause of the problem. Maybe there's some problems that we didn't even know we had, some latent pains that we weren't even aware we could fix, things like that, right? And what that does is it flips the script. Instead of them telling you what to do, you're now coming back and saying, yeah, that's what you said needs to be done, kind of needs to be done. We also need to do these other things. Or that's not actually what needs to be done. What I would do first is this over here. And you're putting yourself in the position of being an expert, not somebody that's just there to fulfill. That makes you a strategic partner to this client. It makes you an advisor. That makes you an asset to their business beyond the simple execution, beyond just the fulfillment that they're asking you to do. And a productized service helps you set that up and turn that around, because experts get paid more than fulfillment. Which brings me to my third point, which is you don't actually talk about the price of your rates or the price of your retainers or the price or however you structure your full engagements. Even if you're doing bespoke work, you don't talk about the prices of that whole engagement until after you've delivered your productized service, because that's going to position you better. Now, the key to doing that is that your audits have got to have standardized pricing. You can do that by revenue count. You can do it by employee count. You can do it by computer count, like whatever it is that you're selling. You can do it any number of things, but you want a standardized way of pricing the service. Every single engagement, you want to keep that clean. You want to keep it easy. You want to keep it consistent. For example, when I did sales consulting, I ran a 360 sales audit before each engagement. That was priced at 0.1% of annual revenue. If you wanted my team to do that, it was 0.2% if you wanted me to do that. So a $10 million company was going to pay $10,000 if they wanted my team to do the audit. They were going to pay $20,000 if they wanted me to do the audit. Okay. I have another client that has $40,000 flat. Okay. We have other clients that do their audits, their assessments, flat fees for $5,000. There's any number of ways that you can do this, right? But the point is, it should be standardized pricing. No negotiation, no ambiguity about it. Any conversation about your rates, whether they're hourly, which I'm not a fan of, or your retainers, or however you're going to structure the full engagement, is not had until after you've delivered your productized service, until after you've delivered that audit. Why? Because now you're sure that you can help them. You've proven your expertise. They actually know that you know what you're talking about. And you've positioned yourself as an expert, as a strategic partner with the delivery of that assessment and that audit. Now their confidence in you helping them get results is actually a lot higher. And prices, like your rates and their confidence level and your ability to get them the results they want, are correlated, right? So more confidence on their part, higher rates on your part. So there you have it. Start every engagement, every consulting engagement with the productized service. You're going to win more clients. You're going to get better rates. You're going to win clients that actually respect your expertise, and they're going to pay you more for it. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Hope this has been helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to dive a little bit more deeper into productized services, check out this one.